So I want to transition real quick into like demoing FluxNodeInstall and what the heck is this? How do you even use it? Well, maybe I should zoom out. That'd be better. What is this? How do you use it? How do you start from scratch? I'm gonna demo this from scratch real quick. Yeah, let me get out of here. I don't care. Cool. Clean this up. I will just do code. Yeah, okay. Nothing's here. So, FluxNodeInstall is, this. Let me do this. It's an Ansible way to deploy your Flux nodes, and it deploys everything you need as long as you provide the config for it, right? Where are your servers and what's your Flux information? If you don't know anything about this, it's no more information than like multi-toolbox would ask of you, right? What's your collateral? What's your Zell ID? What's your collateral index? Do you want a Discord webhook? Do you want a NIC ping? All of that stuff, right? Just provide it in a variable file in YAML. Ansible likes YAML, and it will deploy it. So I'm kind of going to walk through this. I've got a guide out here for it, but like I said, it's just sometimes really nice to just see a video of it. The only thing I'm not going to do is I can't fork this repo. You technically don't have to, but it's kind of recommended. Just fork this repo, and then it's yours. You can do whatever you want. You can still get upstream updates or whatever. But I'm just going to make a fresh clone and go through how to go from not having this at all to using Ansible to deploy all of your Flux nodes, which is what this whole project is about. So first thing you're going to do is come and clone this, right? Let me pull up a repo. Git clone. Here it is. So if I crack this open, it's got some config baked in, right? But otherwise, it's all just like templated stuff. There's no information in here. So I'm going to start with my host, which is like, what is the server, or what are my nodes, right? How I found you, but hey, here we are. Yeah. How did you find me? That'd be interesting. I'm always curious when new people come in and start chatting, where are they from? How'd they find me? I have no idea. Twitter? I don't know. Glad you're here though. So we can follow the template. There's a couple doofus VMs defined, commented out. I'm just going to do all.children. I'm going to make a group. I'm going to say, so this repo is sort of for a couple different people. It's for someone like me, where I'm only going to use it to deploy nodes that I own just for myself. Or there are a lot of node providers like hosting providers out there, and they have to keep track of 50 different customers, and these 3 nodes are for customer 12, and customer 5 has 4 Nimbus nodes and a Cumulus node, and they sort of have to keep that up. You can organize your inventory this way. So I'm going to tailor this as if it's a hosting provider. It's much simpler if you just do it yourself, but so I'm going to just pretend like I'm setting this up for customer 1. All right, that's my group. So I've got my customer 1 group, and I'm going to say, doofus 0, or I don't know. Where the heck is my underscore? What the heck? Customer 1. Cumulus 0. I don't know. Some way to differentiate. Let's do that. Let's do this. I just have to peek at a thing here. I'm basically just going to steal this. Yeah, okay, API port can be that. This will be 0. Customer vars, so gateway 10 to 001. User equals customer 1. The Ansible user is that, because that's what I use. So here's an inventory, right? This is defining a group of servers. And in this group, there's one server. And it's got some variables attached to it. So the variable Ansible host for that VM is 10.00.10, right? And all these other things. And then in this INI file, again, this is all Ansible. If you know Ansible, great, but a little explanation. Because this is a group, these variables that I've defined over here, like this one here, API port, these variables are specific to this host, to this server. But I want to just apply some variables to the entire group, right? If I had a few servers here, let's call this one 1 and this one 2. Whoops. Back that up. Come here 2. And like these would all be different, right? 1. Dadgummit. 2. Like all these are unique, but then these same variables apply to each one of those, the entire group, right? So that's what we're doing here. They all have the same gateway for that customer. Let's say they're all that customer. And I'm going to SSH in as the same user. Cool. We've got a host. We've got a fully configured host file. Now it's time to fill out this stuff. This would actually be customer 1. This is who we're going to SSH in as. So tech doofus. And you know, we've got all this documentation here on what these are, if they're optional or not. Again, and all this is in this sort of getting started document. I'm just sort of like walking through this. All the same documentation is here. I'm just showing you how easy it is to go from scratch, right? So let me come and grab some of this info out of Zelcore real fast. What is this? Cumulus 0. Zel ID. What's my Zel ID? I keep clicking the wrong thing. I'm still clicking the wrong thing. I'm still clicking the wrong thing. There we go. All right, so here's my Zel ID. This is all public anyway, so who cares? I'm going to leave that blank. Yeah, okay. Let me come back in here. Edit. There. So my identity key would be this. Index is always, my index is 0. Force new chain, false. So for, what this setting is for is there are some quirks where on a node, if you're doing maintenance or something and you want it to re-download the bootstrap, you want it to re-extract and recreate the blockchain on your Flux node, you would set this to true. Force it to re-download a fresh chain from the official source. I'm running this against a node that already exists. I don't want it to refresh. It's already like updating itself. But if there was an issue with the blockchain, I could force this on a node. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave my webhook blank. I'm not going to set up Watchdog. EPS, this will just be 90 because I'm setting up this against a Cumulus node. These are all going to be 1. I'm lazy, so just auto update everything. 111. None of that. Okay, T0. I don't care about label. EPS is defined up above. Index is defined up above. So I just need to grab my collateral for this. Oh, there we go. And I don't care about block ports right now. All right, so that's my whole config file for a fresh node. Like bare minimum, that's all it takes. And then let's go code temp flux right here. So a freshly cloned repo. Up above, I've created 1 VM in my host entry with all the required fluff. I've created like the bare minimum you need information wise. If I was going to have if I had like 5 nodes, I would just start cloning this, and this would be the collateral, you know, each collateral, right? Just change your keys. So, you know, this collateral is marked T0. This collateral is marked T1. And if I had more VMs, I would just change, you know, on Cumulus 1, let's say, it would map to collateral T1 over there. Inside of the customer 1 user in the YAML, grab collateral T1. Inside of customer 1, map to collateral T1 or T0. And so that's how you can, like I said, let's say we had another customer. Customer 2, perfect. Make me something. 10.0.20. Who cares? Fill in the blank. Vars. Let's just say they're the same gateway. Who cares? User is customer 2, and I'm going to SSH in as the same user. I would come here and make a second user. Customer 2. And it would have all this same information. What's the Zell ID for customer 2? What's their webhook? And then the collaterals for customer 2. So like I said, I'm just going to copy this so it looks nice. But this is how you, with a single file, would handle all your customers and deploy nodes for a bunch of different people and stuff, is you would set it up like this. You know, this would be a different Zell ID. Let's just make that 4. Who cares? H, whatever. Doesn't matter. And then these would be different collaterals that would map to different hosts for that customer, right? So I'm going to get rid of this, but that's an example of how you would grow your inventory file. You grow your YAML. Once you get it set up for one, it's really easy to like keep growing it. And then I'm just going to clean this up real fast. Clean that up real fast. I don't need any of that stuff. Okay. Back to here, back to one node. And now I can just run Ansible, Playbook, Flux. Right? It's going to automatically Flux. I'm just going to leave that command there. We're going to run this playbook, which automatically is going to run against the all group. It's going to auto import these variables. We just made these. We just, customized user.yaml. It's going to auto import this. And then this Ansible config file auto points to our host file. So you don't have to specify the variables file and tell it where the hosts are. it's going to automatically run against the all group. And we've already said, oh, customer 1 is in the all group. So it's going to automatically run. I better get rid of that. Good thing I checked. Against customer 1. And it's just going to, because I already have SSH key access set up, Ansible's just going to SSH in and do the whole node. It's as easy as that. The benefit to this over the typical running multi-toolbox is I don't have to SSH in and then run multi-toolbox manually on 10 different nodes. As long as all 10 are in my host file, it'll just run it against all 10. I'm gonna close this and come over to oops. There. So this is my stuff. I've got like 5 nodes or whatever. It's running in and doing it all against all 5. And if you had 100 nodes, it would do it on all 100. So this is the project, right? Is Ansible to do setting up your nodes, configuring things. If you want to go in and change your webhook, you just change it in your var file, run the Ansible, and it's going to go and get that updated on all your nodes, wherever it needs to be updated, right? So that's the project. That's the demo from scratch. There you go.